Om Shanno Mitrasham Varunaha Shanno Bhavatvaryama Shanna Indro Brihaspatihi Shanno Vishnururukramaha Namo Brahmane Namaste Vayo Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahmasi Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahma vadishyami Vritam vadishyami Satyam vadishyami Tanmamavatu Tadbhaktaramavatu Avatu Mam Avatu Bhaktaram Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Satyam, Jnanam, Ananda. We have been seeing these three words and how the Upanishad deploys them very succinctly, very beautifully, and how the Upanishad very cleverly uses the words that we use in the everyday language in order to convey that which is oneself, that which is beyond all words, and that which is infinite. The infinite is myself. This is what is conveyed through these three words. And then, of course, the other thing is we have also covered is that the whole entire universe of names and forms is nothing but Satyam Jnanam Anantam. Things that are sentient, things that are insentient, everything is Satyam Jnanam Anantam, or as we can also alternatively put it from the standpoint of one's body mind sense complex, it is converted into Sat Chit Ananda. Same thing. Ananta, that which is Ananta, unending, is itself Ananda. Now we see the pertinence of the topic. Why Ananta is Ananda? Ananta, nobody understands what is Ananta. Eternity, we don't have a concept of. Our concept of eternal is Nitya, is time bound. That which hangs around in time for a long time is called eternal for us. And so, what we want, in keeping with the human desire, what we want is that which is forever. And so, therefore, the Ananta is converted into Ananda, because when I get that forever, then it becomes itself a source of happiness. Ananda, I understand. Ananta, not so much. So, from the standpoint of this body mind sense complex, Sat Chit Ananda, same thing. From the standpoint of each individual, and we can use the word Upadhi, that which stays near to something else and as though lends its properties without becoming that thing. So, that is what is called Upadhi. Like we have a crystal, this is a stock example, Sphatika. We have a crystal, and then let us say we put a yellow cloth behind the crystal. What does the crystal look like? TTC student. Okay. ah. So, or some Chaitanya. All right. And then you take away the yellow cloth, you find that crystal is not yellow at all. Crystal is free of yellow color. What is the yellow color? Upadhi. Then you take away yellow color, put orange color. A new Swami has come to the Bahamas. Crystal Ananda. Okay. Yeah. You see that. And then you say, oh, this is not a Swami at all. This is crystal. So this is what it is. Every Upadhi is Satchidananda, Satyam Jnanam Anantam. Some upadhis have what is called subtle body, Sukshma Sharira. They are able to advertise their presence, and other bodies, other upadhis like rock, etc., they cannot say, the rock cannot say, I rock. Okay, yeah, that's the only difference. You can say, I rock. This cannot say. Rock cannot say because Sukshma Sharira Abhavat, because there is no Sukshma Sharira, there is no subtle body to broadcast its presence. The Satchidananda is latent in a rock, latent in anything that is inert, manifest in that which is sentient. And so, this much if we have understood, then we can go one more step. And this is a very, very important step before we take up this, what we have in front of us. Don't worry about that. We'll cover it. Don't worry. I promise. Okay. Some people are getting nervous. I could tell. So, 3 pages, 4 pages, what? Don't worry. It all goes very quickly. Yes. So, before we take up this, there's still a little more background to think about, to cover, and that has to do with what this Jagat is. Jagat is Satchidananda, we said. Jagat is nothing but Satchidananda. And what is Brahman? Satyam Jnanam Anantam. Satchidananda, Brahman is also Satchidananda. Jagat is also Satchidananda. But then there must be something there. Will the real Satchidananda please raise its hands? Where is the real Satchidananda? And so therefore we have an analysis of the various orders of reality. What? When we talk of Brahman as Satyam Jnanam Anantam, it is the only reality, and everybody is growing to live there. That is the abode. That is the place where I have to live. Instead, where do I find myself living? In the world of complaints, in the world of discontent, atripti, in the world of fear, in the world of sorrow, in the world of pain. Everything seems so real. Oh, this person said this to me, that is real. And then I also said a few things back. That is not real, but what they said is very real. I am affected by every passing breeze. That is real. The world is out to get me. That is real. Other people are also against me. That is real. This one doesn't like me. That is real. That one likes me, used to like me, but doesn't like me anymore. That is also real. This is the world we live in. And the connection between the two, what is the connection? One is full of strife, complaints, fear, pain, and sorrow. The other one is free of all those things. In other words, free of this life of becoming, free of samsara. And the very important question, how do I go from here to there? How do I make this jump? It is like Hanumanji's leap. How do I make this jump? How to go from here to there? It's all cognitive. Vedanta is a cognitive pursuit. And we can help ourselves by taking a little trip into the 6th Adhyaya chapter of the Chandogya Upanishad, which begins by saying, all that was there is Sat. Sadeva Somya Idamagre Asit. How many Sats were there? Ekam. Oh, then we can have half a Sat also, 1/4 Sat. No, non-dually one. That which cannot be fragmented was there. This is the teaching of Father Uddalaka, who turned into teacher to teach Shvetaketu, who came back from university extremely proud, very proud, preening. The parents got concerned. They said, what did we send to the university and what has come back? Insufferably proud. Anujana mani. I can repeat things very well. I know everything. This is not what any parent wants. And so that's why he tells Shvetaketu, do you know this knowledge, knowing which everything is as well known, as good as known. Yena vijnanena sarvam vijnatam iva bhavati. Did you ask for that knowledge from your teachers? And Shvetaketu says, they must not have known that knowledge. If they had known that knowledge, they would have taught me. The father asked the question again. I'm not talking about whether your teachers knew or not. I'm talking about you. Did you ask for that knowledge? Then he says, really? Is there such a knowledge? Yes, the father says, and nobody in our family does not know this. We know this. You also have to know this. And therefore, that's how the teaching begins. Very beautiful teaching. And the first example that is given is that of the world of earthenware. You go and see in India, it is very common sight. You see the lady selling all the pots in the Sunday market, Saturday market, whatever there is. So many pots, so many different kinds of pots are there. Pots, lids, jugs, jars, everything. If I want to know the pot, if I want to know the truth of these pots, I don't have to sit and do a PhD on each and every pot. I don't have to measure it and this. What am I measuring? Really, what am I measuring? And in fact, on closer sight, when we look at this world of earthenware with Vedantic eyes, with the vision of Vedanta, meaning the vision of oneness, we find that there is no pot at all. The weight of the pot belongs to what? Clay, not the pot. The smell of the pot belongs to what? Clay. In fact, the color of the pot belongs to what? Clay. In fact, the whole pot is nothing but clay. What pot? And this is how we can graduate to saying what Jagat later on, okay? What pot? Where is the pot? What pot are we talking about? It's all clay, 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 clay. All the way it is clay. If you disagree, then I can invite you to take a pot from me. Please keep the pot. It is a present from me, but leave the clay with me. Can you do that? Can you oblige? No matter how much Shraddha you have, you cannot oblige. But then the word pot and clay, are they synonyms? Are they pariyaya vachi? Synonyms. Are they synonyms? Pot and clay? No, they are not synonyms. Wherever I see pot, what do I see? Clay. But the other way I cannot say, wherever yatra yatra clay, tatra tatra pot. Can I say that? No. See, Sanskrit is so easy. Yeah. Wherever you see clay, do you see pot? No. This is what Uddalaka tells Shvetaketu. Ekena mritpindena sarvam mrinmayam vijnatam bhavet. By examining and understanding the behavior of one lump of clay, the entire world of earthenware is mastered. By understanding how gold behaves, you don't have to do a PhD on each and every ornament. Every ornament is what? Nothing but gold. The color of the ornament, the color of the bangle, the chain, everything is what? Is the color belongs to gold. Shine belongs to gold. Ornament is gold, but gold is not ornament. It's all one way like this. Then what is this ornament? What is the pot? What is the ornament? One more example is given. We know that in Shvetaketu's time there used to be nail cutter, Nakhanekrantanam, made of iron probably. So if we examine the nail cutter, we don't have to study each and every nail cutter. We know that it is made from iron. We go to the source. The source is one, the names and forms are many. And in fact, there seems to exist a causal relationship between the source and that which is the product of the source. The source has got what is called karanatvam. A causality has been superimposed on this Satchidanandam Brahma as the cause of the entire universe, just as the causality has been imposed upon clay in relation to the pot, of course. So if clay is the cause, pot becomes what? Effect, karya. So the whole universe is karya. And the karya connects to karana, cause. Karya, effect. Cause, karana. And we find this in everything. Everything seems to have a cause, effect, cause, effect, cause, effect, cause, effect relationship. Take your shirt. What is the truth of the shirt? Fabric. Fabric is cause. Shirt is effect. And then fabric is also not cause. Fabric itself has a cause. What is that? Yarn. Yarn is the cause. Fabric is the effect. And then what? Yarn is also not the cause. Fibers are the cause. And then yarn is the effect. Again, from another standpoint, fibers are not the cause. Molecules, then we go into physics, quantum physics. Molecules, particles, all these things. These are all cause, cause, cause. And then that, where is that cause becomes effect, that cause becomes effect. Finally, we have to end up in Brahman, the cause that never becomes effect, and the cause that does not have one more cause. It doesn't have, what is that? Another cause. A causeless cause is what we are talking about. So this cause-effect connection, that is how the world is. The Jagat is seen as an effect, but then we have to add our favorite expression. What is that? As though, as though effect, as though cause. Because just like the lump of clay which you meet on the roadside, it is not a cause of anything. It is free of cause. Clay can have the status of having a cause, but it can also be free of that very causation or that causality. This is very important. That's why we understand Brahman from two standpoints. One is from the standpoint of its own Swarupa, which we have seen in detail. Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, Satchidananda, that is its Swarupa. Swarupa means its intrinsic nature. Like the intrinsic nature of fire is what? That which is hot. That is its nature. Fire cannot be what it is without the heat. It's intrinsic nature. And then the Jagat, similarly, Brahman's intrinsic nature, Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, Satchidananda. This is not in relation to the Jagat. Then what do we have? We have one more definition. We have one more definition because we have to account for this manifest universe. Here is where I live. Here is where I have to understand. Here is where I give up my ignorance. All this is important, and so therefore, I have to see what is this Satchidananda in connection to me? What is this cause effect relationship? So then we say this whole Jagat is an as though effect of what? Brahman. That same Brahman gets a new epithet. Jagat Karanam Brahma Ishvara. Brahman as Ishvara. This causality, this cause, status of being cause is not permanent. It comes and goes because the cycle of manifestation and demanifestation of the universe also comes and goes. When the universe is here, that's why we have the cause of the universe. When the universe is not here, Brahman is there, Ishvara is there, but without anything to connect to. Ishvaratvam is not there. Ishvara is there. Ishvaratvam means Ishvarahood. I will explain that. Ishvaraness. The expression of the cause in the form of universal laws and in the form of the one that is the controller of everything, the cause of everything. That is a relational definition. So Brahman has a relational definition, and that relational definition is Jagat Karanam. Can Brahman be without that definition? Yes. That's why we go to the intrinsic definition, Satyam Jnanam Anantam. The other one is important to understand because of the equation. The Ananda is contingent upon having this equation of the complaining, jaded, faded jiva to what? Ishvara. If I am told, you are Satyam Jnanam Anantam, you are Brahman, which is Satyam Jnanam Anantam, not much change happens. Ananda is not there. The equation is between Jiva and Ishvara. Because this Jiva has a sense of limitation. One has a sense of limitation, and I have to get rid of that sense of limitation. And then what do I see? Ishvara in a limitless upadhi. Like even the wave and the ocean. The wave can be a very sad wave. When you go to the beach, you can see a small, sad wave. I used to be a tsunami. Look at me now. Bahamas is nice, but I'm just going back and forth. I used to be a surf. I used to be a breaker. Sad now. I'm at the end of my life. Very sad. Then another very cheerful wave comes. Oh, why are you so happy? The sad wave has to ask a question, why are you so happy? The other one says, no, the better question is, why are you so sad? Well, how much time you have to hear my sad story? Very sad story. I used to have all these, look at my biography, and so many things, so many awards I received. So many villages I ate up when I was a tsunami. Now I have no prowess at all. I'm just a tired, sick, sad wave waiting to die. And the other wave, says, you are not wave at all. You are the ocean. What? No. Ocean is God. I am not God. Ocean is God. You are not wave. You are the ocean. If anybody wants to touch the ocean, do they have to touch? Where will they touch? They will touch the wave. They will touch you. They're not going to go touch some ocean somewhere. There is no. There is nothing other than you. You are the ocean. What are you made up of? Water. What is the ocean made up of? Water. Wave, finite upadhi, ocean, infinite upadhi, in connection to the wave, in relationship to the wave. So, wave is ocean, but ocean is not wave. This is what we have to see. Wave is ocean. That this is what is called Mahavakya. Jiveshwarayoho Aikyamatavakya. A sentence that equates Jiva, the sad, complaining individual, with the one that is all glory, all power, all might, all knowledge, all vairagya, everything. And this is who I am. This is what it's going to take to drop the sadness. It is exactly like how we resolve an equation. This is not about belief. If a 8-year-old child is told in school by the teacher, 4 plus 5 is equal to 100 minus 91. What? What? How? And what will the child say? I believe you, sir. It cannot tell the teacher that. It has to resolve this. In the beginning, it is very frightened. It is extremely bewildered. The child is very, very bewildered. And what does the child say? I don't understand. One side, double digits, triple digits, plus sign, minus sign, one side, plus sign, another side, double digits, one side, single digits, another side. How can it be the same? It cannot. Must be there is some trick here. The trick is in going to each side and resolving that, doing the math. Same thing we do here also on the Jiva's side and on the Ishvara's side. What do we have to do? We have to do what the plus sign and the minus sign tell us to do. Add and take out. The adding is called bhaga, bringing in something, and the taking away, the minus sign, is called tyaga, taking away a few things, retaining a few things. On the jiva side, what shall we take away? We take away everything that is finite. Such as what? Body. Finite or not? Yes, alas. And mind, finite. Senses, finite. Occupation, finite. The belief that I am an agent of action, finite. The belief that I am the recipient of the results of action, finite. All the finite things I discount. Discount, 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 discount. What is left? In one text called the Viveka Chudamani, the student says, after doing this math, oh revered sir, nothing is left. In my head is a big zero, and I think I feel that I am that zero. No. The teacher responds beautifully. Asti kaschit swayam nityam aham pratyayalambanaha. There is something which is self-evident, swayam, nityam, always. And you know it because it is dependent on the I notion, aham pratyaya, the cognition of the I. That is how you understand that. Avasthatraya sakshi san. It is the witness of all three states: sleeping, dreaming, waking. Panchakosha vilakshanaha, away from all the mistakes that we can make, areas of mistakes, loci of error. I am as good as the body, I am as good as the mind. No, this is apart from that. When you say I am, the body and all is not counted. That is what the mathematics yields. This is Vedic mathematics. Vedantic mathematics actually. This is what it is. Jiva is what? Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam. This awareness I am is free of time, is free of space. In fact, it is Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam. It is Satchidananda alone. This is established. And then on the other side, what is there? Same thing we have to do with Ishvara also. Oh, I should add and subtract from Ishvara. Yes. What shall we take away? Status of being cause. Is it permanent or impermanent? Impermanent. That goes away. And then that, because of which Ishvara has all this power, all this Shakti, Ichha Shakti, Jnana Shakti, Kriya Shakti, the Shakti to desire, the Shakti to manifest, the Shakti to rule. And the Shakti, or this Shakti is called Goddess. And that Goddess Shakti also comes and goes. She too is discounted for the time being, not reckoned, kept aside, suspended again cognitively. You cannot separate Shakti from Ishvara, okay? Don't even try. But cognitively, we set aside that in our reckoning. We don't bring that in our reckoning. All the glories, all the power, all the might, everything is given by this Shakti. So all that is put aside. The ability to rule the universe, put aside. The ability to create this universe, put aside. The ability to manifest this universe, put aside. And then finally, what? The ability to take back and resolve the universe, that power also put aside. What do we get? Don't say nothing. Satyam Jnanam Ananta. That's all it is. This is Satyam Jnanam Anantam, wearing a glorious cape of the King of the universe. And what is the Jiva? Satyam Jnanam Anantam, wearing what? Tatters and complaints. This is what it is. The King of the universe wearing a glorious crown. And what is the Jiva wearing? Fool's cap, dunce cap. I don't know. I am not good enough. I am not free enough. I'm an idiot. I don't know this. I don't have this. Sense of want, sense of lack, that is all that is there. All that we take away cognitively. This is how we see only one thing. Excuse me. Only one thing we see. Satyam Jnanam Anantam, wearing a dress called Ishvara. Satyam Jnanam Anantam, wearing a dress called Jiva, individual. That is all there is. And this factor, this, when it is understood, when I am able to do this math in my head and understand this, that is when the sorrow totally recedes. In fact, there is no sorrow to speak of because I am Satyam Jnanam Anantam, free enough to have this complaining body. This is what it is. Free enough to have this mind that is querulous. Free enough to have all kinds of so called limitations. This is what I have to see, I have to understand. This is, people always ask, if I study Vedanta, will all my problems go away? The answer is no. You will be bigger to have and handle even more problems. Before, you only had your problems to take care of. Now you can handle the problems of everybody else also and still be unfazed. You become bigger, big enough to handle problems. This is what is the gift of Vedanta. So then if everything is Satyam Jnanam Anantam, this is Brahman, if I am Brahman, then what about this manifest universe? We cannot say it is non existent. That would cause dissociation. If you drive in India and you pretend that there are no potholes, and you drive over the non existent pothole, what will happen? Then you'll have to go to a non existent chiropractor for some help. Yeah. You can't deny that. There is the road, there are some problems with the road, there are things there, and I have to deal with this every day. You cannot say non existent. If we take the pot, the trusty pot, we cannot say pot is non existent. Yet we cannot say pot is existent. Existent means what? Sat, Satyam. Satyam means it should be non negatable. This is the definition of Satyam. Non negatable. Is the pot non negatable? No. You can negate it in 1 second. This is what is Vedic magic. You don't need long sleeves. You don't need to hide it and say it's not there. While in full view, you can make the pot disappear because all you see is clay. Pot is gone. So you cannot say it is not there. You cannot say it is existent because the word existent has been taken away by Brahman. Brahman's definition is Satyam Jnanam Anantam. You cannot say it is non-existent because it is available for objectification. It has a form and a function. So you cannot say it is non-existent. You cannot say it is existent. Then what is it? In between existent and non-existent, hanging there. This is what the reality term for everything that I can objectify is called mithya. Mithya. Mithya means sad asadbhyam anirvachyam. That which cannot be categorically said to exist and that which cannot be categorically dismissed as non existent. Oh, can you give me one example of mithya? Why one? There's everything. You look at the whole universe, whatever you look at, mithya. Whatever you can touch, mithya. Whatever you can use your five senses to objectify, mithya. Whatever you can infer, mithya. Whatever is an object of your intuition, mithya. Mithya, 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 mithya. Mithya doesn't have translation. Mithya, some people say. That's all. Mithya. It's all mithya. Mithya means it's a dependent reality. On what does mithya depend? Nothing other than Sat. It depends on Sat alone. What else can it depend on? Everything depends on Sat. Mithya depends on Sat. Sat is non-negatable. Abadhitam Sat. Satyam non-negatable. And then that which is unchanging in time. Trikalepi tishtati, that which does not really, go away, is called Sat. Two definitions. Mithya also is not an object. It is the reality of an object. That also has two definitions. One is adhishthana ananyat, non-separate from Sat. Wherever there is mithya, Sat is not far away. Sat is its truth, it is there. Mithya is nothing but Sat. Sat is not mithya. The second definition of mithya is that which is neither existent nor non existent. This is what the whole universe is. There's only one thing that is not mithya. What is that? You. The one who says everything is mithya is the only thing that is not mithya. And so I have to understand this. How to understand this? Very difficult. It seems very easy sometimes. Yes, oh, I think I got it. But then when we leave this place and go to our rooms, Then sometimes there is a kind of a haze. That's why it deserves close listening, and it deserves to be said in many, many ways before it can become a natural, naturally understood truth of the I, a naturally understood reality. Therefore, it is expressed in many, many ways in the Upanishads. In this Upanishad itself, we find this. How to go from being a person completely identified with Mithya to Sat. This Upanishad gives the GPS from Mithya to Sat. What does the journey look like? Mithya means identifying with the Mithya. From identifying with everything that is as good as non existent, how do I go to this Satchidananda? How do I go to this? There is a beautiful way that is talked about. We go through it, we don't dismiss the body, we don't dismiss the mind. We go through this very body mind sense complex and then see the mithyatvam, the mithyaness at each and every level. So the Upanishad takes us on this journey. First, it says that this knowing the ultimate, which is Brahman, as the truth of myself, in my heart alone, nihitam guhayam, we saw that. Saha ashnute, this is the phala of this knowledge, this is the fruit of this knowledge. Saha ashnute sarvan kaman brahmana saha. That person enjoys all the desires in one stroke in the form of Brahman. Being Brahman. Oh, so when I know this knowledge, I'll become Brahman? No. Even now you are Brahman. Even now one is Brahman. It's not that you will become Brahman, because if you became Brahman, you will also become un-Brahman. We don't want that. There's no becoming involved. You are already Brahman, did not know that. Now you are in the process of knowing that. Knowing this Brahman, you are free. This is all there is. And so the promise is that when I know this, when the ignorance of this Brahman is dropped, then I have the whole world spinning in my hands. Why? Because I am one with the cause of the universe. Usually, one can fulfill one desire at a time after great difficulty. Very difficult it is to fulfill even one desire, but somehow we can say, this is my list. First, I want to do this, X, Y, Z. Okay. Then, kramena, one by one, I fulfill. And the fulfiller and the fulfilled being, and some kind of a happy accident of the subject meeting the object, somehow the desire is fulfilled, and I have a moment of happiness. Few moments of happiness before again the desires crowd the mind like an eclipse and shut out the light of Satchidananda. This is how one goes about one's life in the everyday. But here the promise is all the desires are gained. And this is not just this Upanishad, every Upanishad talks about this. All the desires are gained in one stroke. How? Because the subject object division has cognitively been completely dismantled. How to dismantle the subject object division? By understanding this. In the beginning, we say, I am not, I am Atma. Everything that I encounter is what? Not Atma, not Atma, not Atma, not Atma. We have to say that because the Atma and Anatma are mixed up together, totally indistinguishable. I think, in fact, I don't think, I am convinced I am the body. Something happens to the body, I'm gone. I'm convinced I'm the prana. If I stop breathing, terrible things will happen. I'm convinced I am the mind. I am convinced I am the doer. I am convinced I'm the recipient of other people's omissions and commissions. In each conviction, there is a mistake. And these mistakes have to be resolved by seeing each area of error. Each area of error is called kosha. Koshavat achhadakatvat kosha. Kosha means that which as though covers, like a, what is that called? Scabbard, which holds the sword. A scabbard. The sword is covered by the scabbard, and my understanding of myself is covered by wrong identifications. First level of wrong identification is the body. So I should say, I'm not the body, I'm not the body, I'm not the body. That will not work. Why? Body is what? Satchidananda. Body is Brahman. Everything here is Brahman. Body is Brahman. And then what? Brahman is not the body. Body is Brahman. I am Brahman. Body is I, but I am not the body. This kind of a creative tension I keep at this level of error. And that is how the error is resolved, by understanding the body to be Brahman. In fact, there is a meditation on the body as Brahman, very beautiful meditation along with its results, etc. Oh, so then what is Brahman? Body is not Brahman. Brahman is not the body. What is Brahman? Tentatively, we say prana is Brahman. Prana is Brahman, but Brahman is not prana. Same thing we go. Mind is Brahman. Mind is Brahman. All right, Brahman is not the mind. And then what? The sense of agency is Brahman. Vijnanamaya kosha. I am the agent, I'm convinced. I am the mover and the shaker and the doer. Everybody says I'm a doer, and they feel good about saying that also. But here, the definition is that one is free of being the agent of action. And if one is an agent, what for one is an agent? To reap the fruits of action alone, one is an agent. And reaping the fruits of action, what do I become? Bhokta. Bhokta means the experiencer. We already talked about the problem with being the experiencer. I become the experiencer. I become the doer. First I become the doer, and then I become the experiencer. Karta bhokta, karta bhokta, karta bhokta. Very sad. The more I do, the more I want the results of action. I become hooked into the cycle of doing and reaping the results of action while remaining sad at all times. But why? I'm doing so much. All wrong things I'm doing because I have no say over the results of action. They are part of a karmic law. They are in Ishvara's hands. Bhagavad Gita says this very clearly. Oh Arjuna, Lord Krishna says, you have every right over action. You can act, but you don't have the right over results of action. That is why even the best, the nicest plans of having a perfect conversation with somebody, and you think you have said everything you wanted to say perfectly, you have no say over how it's going to be received. You have no say over the results of action. Yet one is tied to this identification. I am the actor. I am the one who is reaping the harvest called the results of action. When I identify, this is why it's a problem. When I identify with the actor, then I have suffering called guilt. What is the connection between guilt and being an actor? If I have guilt, it is connected to my sense of agency. Why did I do the wrong things? I have my own omissions and commissions. I have regrets. Why didn't I do the correct thing? Oh, I should have known better. I should have not done this. I should have done something else. This is guilt. And this guilt is connected to thinking of myself as an actor, identifying as an actor gives a sense of guilt. And then what else? Identifying as a recipient of mine and other people's action leaves me with a sense of hurt, because I say I am the victim of other people's omissions and commissions. When I am a victim of my own omissions and commissions, guilty. When I am a victim, or when I feel victimized by other people's omissions and commissions, I am hurt. Guilt and hurt are the cause of fear, anxiety, and sorrow. They comprise samsara. They are the building blocks of samsara. What is samsara? Life of becoming, going from one thing to another all the time. And this is why this guilt and hurt has to be removed. How to do that? By analyzing this Ananda, etc., we'll see in the morning. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Thank you.